Alright, and hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome to another one of these top 5 videos on the channel. And today I'm going to go and give you guys my top 5 favorite PSP games growing up. And I have to say, growing up and having a PlayStation Portable back then was really fun, and there is a ton of favorable games that I really do like from the different library that the PlayStation Portable did have. And if you guys do go and see behind me, I do have quite a bit of games for that said handheld. And now, having the PSP Go as well too was a somewhat of a cool type of handheld as well. Now, mind you, you didn't really get the said physical part of putting games into there, but however, you would have to go into the PSN store and be able to go and download your games from there, which I do actually have quite a bit of games that I have when I'm purchased from my time of actually playing on the PSP Go from before. So just let you guys know that when I go through some of these said top 5 things that I have for the games here for the PlayStation Portable, there will be, I want to say, a couple of the games that are going to be a little bit different and not really having their actual physical thing, but I do have it for different other ports of other said consoles that I do have throughout my room here. So anyways, I'm going to go give you guys my number 5th choice that I do have for the PSP, and let's go right on into that. So that, of course, is going to have to be with, we have Daxter here, and then of course we also do have with Special Agent Clank. Now I have to say that with these spin-off games, they're really fun, I have to say, and they're a little bit different compared to how the Jak and Daxter game is and with Ratchet & Clank, because you don't really have the said main character as a part within the actual game itself. Now, mind you, for the PSP, you do actually get 2 of the main characters as a part of this said series within there. Of course, you do have the Lost Frontier with Jak and Daxter, and then of course you do have, I think, Size Matters with Ratchet and Clank. So if you do want to have that experience and actually have the 2 characters for that, that is your choice. But I do have to say, playing the solo wise within the side characters are pretty fun too. They do have their comedic sides to them, and they still kind of have that special type of charm that happens between with how the Jak and Daxter series are, and how the Ratchet and Clank is as well too. But anyways, let's just go and move off into our number 4 choice, and that of course is going to actually have to be with a said game that I don't actually have a copy of, but I do have a digital version on it on my PSP Go, and that of course is going to be with Persona 3. And I have to say, Persona 3 Portable is pretty nice. At least you get the option to somewhat take the game around with you if you're going on like sort of vacation or whatnot, and you want to have it just on the go. It's pretty nice, but unfortunately, the I want to say the sad side is compared to the Persona 3 Portable is that you don't really get the awesome type of cutscenes that you would normally get to see from the actual game side from, well, of course, with the remake of Persona 3 on the PS4 or PS5, or even having the cutscenes that were from the original PS2. Now, I think PlayStation Portable kind of has some other lacking features. I don't think you actually get to roam around the actual entire streets of like how you would normally go and do within Persona 3, and so it kind of like divvies out like a whole bunch of things that you kind of get a little bit excluded from playing on the console. But hey, you know what? At least you get to have it on the go, and it's still really fun, and I do recommend Persona 3 if you do want to go and have it in that type of style. But anyways, let's just go and move off into our number 3 choice, and that of course is going to have to be with a actual Final Fantasy game, and that is going to be known with Final Fantasy 7. I want to say this is Crisis Core. Now, this is where you actually are able to play as Zack, and if you guys don't know who Zack is, well, he's a part of the Final Fantasy 7 game, and now, I don't really want to go into like full context of like the Final Fantasy 7 lore and stuff within the actual game, but you do get to see a little bit of Cloud throughout your time within the game as well too, which it kind of has that little type of neat Easter egg from the original game from Final Fantasy 7. But if you have never went and played through Crisis Core, I do recommend on playing it. I think there is a HD, I think console version of it that you could go and play on the PS4 or PS5. So if you haven't got the chance to actually go and play through Crisis Core, really do recommend on that game because it's really fun. Alright, so now we're going to go and move off into another game, and this is also, of course, another Square Enix game, and this is going to be a Kingdom Hearts game, and this is going to have to be with Birth by Sleep. Now, mind you, I know that this is not the actual copy of the Birth by Sleep game for the PSP. I do have a digital version of it on my PSP Go as well, so I'll go and show that off to you guys if you do want to go and actually see if I do have the copy or not. Well, for the actual said PSP Go itself. But if you never actually went to play through Birth by Sleep, very great game for the Kingdom Hearts game. And I've been actually playing, or actually revisiting the game for the second time now, because I haven't really ever touched foot with Birth by Sleep all that too much. I know that I have went and played like halfway up to the game from before, but never actually completed all the way through. So I can't really go and give off my full opinion about the actual said game itself. I may probably do that as a review one day at some point down the road, but I do recommend that if you've never actually went and played through any of the Kingdom Hearts games before, I do say that Birth by Sleep is a great game to go and just play through that and have fun with the different bosses and get to play with the characters that are a part within the game as well. And I think you get to have like the choice of actually playing with Aqua, so that was my personal character because that's what I normally was going for. So I think you could also play as like I think the other character, not Sora, but I think you could play as the other version of Zora, which that's from Kingdom Hearts 2, which you can also go and use him as well. But let's go and move into the number one side, because I'm pretty certain I think we're already done, right? Because that was 2. So we're going to go and move off into the number 1 game here. And that, of course, is going to be with GTA Vice City Stories. Yes, I am a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto games, and Vice City Stories is one of those games that is just awesome to me because I love the original one on the PS2, and then you get to have a little bit some more extra type of story stuff within Vice City Stories. And now, mind you, unfortunately, you won't get the awesome soundtrack that was back from the original PS2 because I believe that game is actually taken, I think, a little bit before the actual said game of Vice City, because I think that was like 1986 or something that it was taking place in the PS2 version, so that was where you were able to have like the much more better type of songs that were a part of it, because like that's was all the favorite songs that I really do enjoy, because you got like NXX, you got I think what was it I'm trying to remember other type of songs on there, but either way, there's a lot of great 80s songs on that soundtrack for the PS2. But unfortunately, the downside is that with Vice City Stories, I think they kind of had to downgrade a little bit on some of the songs. So I think they were kind of like stuck at like 1984 for a different set of soundtracks of it, but they're still pretty good either way. But anyways, I'm just gonna go and end it off here. Thank you guys so much for going and watching within our time for the top 5 favorite PSP games, and I'll see you guys for the next one for whatever I go and do another one of these said top related video games for the different set consoles in my room. So I'll see you guys then, and of course, peace.